Resonators, welcome to Tammyocity. Those little flowers are the inspiration for the project I'm doing today. I had a terrible mishap happen in the middle of it. I think the project still turned out pretty cute. Maybe not a sellable project, but I'm going to show you the video hoping to create some inspiration for you. Let's watch. So our little flowers need a place to live, and right here I'm creating a little flower bed. These are just some rocks that you buy for your fish tank, and when you get them, they're kind of dusty, so I had to rinse them off first, get them all cleaned up, and so that there's no dust on there. And I'm just using one of these little silicone cups as my guide to make the little round flower bed. Oh, got so many rocks on one side. Let's get that more evened out. I'm scooping them, not pushing them, so that I don't scratch the mold. And voila. And I'm just going to put a little bit of sand in here. This is a combination of some pink sand that I bought at Michael's, our craft store, and mixed with some actual sand. Oh, time for our smoothie break. Anyway, that's pink sand mixed with a little bit of regular sand that I have out in my horseshoe pit. And I'm putting the sand mixture into the coaster holder so that it will appear at the top of the holder and will match the little flower beds. Give that a little zhuzh, get that all mixed in. Add some more of those little fish tank pebbles, pretty white little pebbles. I'm going to make sure it's pretty even all the way around. Taking my time. Get that in there. And we'll get those a little zhuzh. There, we're all set. And finally, we can start to pour. So here I am pouring, and looking back on this, even as I was pouring, I was thinking I should have mixed the sand in with the resin. It would have helped the technique that I was going for. You'll see I'm going to use like that geode technique. If you haven't seen that, that's where you put the color that you want towards the outside, and then you drown it with clear. And I think that if I had just mixed the sand into the clear, see how the clear is starting to run out of the flower bed? I think if I had mixed it up prior, that wouldn't have happened, at least not too much. So I cut it out, but I kind of had to fight that where the clear is coming out of the flower bed. Now I'm just pouring a little bit of the clear into the coaster holder. And my resin is all mixed up. So the resin needed for all of these items, 4 coasters, a coaster holder, and a trinket tray, was about 12 ounces of resin. So you might be able to see where my disaster is about to happen. I'm using the heat gun in the silicone cup because I want to be able to get every drop out. And I find that if you heat it up, it makes that less viscous, so it will pour all the way out. And I want to make sure there's no bubbles down there, so I'm just using a toothpick, mixing the resin and the sand together. This is a nice trick if you use a nice portion of hand sanitizer on your gloves. You can reuse your gloves. And here's our pretty little flowers. And I'm really going to take my time placing these flowers. And my resin is still sitting there in cups. 12 ounces of resin, waiting for me to put these little flowers. Oops, I put them on the trinket tray. Can't put them on the trinket tray because that is the back side of the trinket tray. So here I'm putting the little flowers into the molds. I'm sorry, the coaster molds. Just taking my time, making sure that each flower is a different color. And keep in mind, I did speed up the video so you didn't have to sit through this entire portion. It was so boring for me to watch. Even for me. I was the one doing it, and it was boring for me to watch. So I did speed this up, cut quite a bit out. I'm taking my time. My resin is over there just waiting on me while I'm fiddling around with all these cute little flowers. And by the power of video, I was able to skip ahead. And you can see how the resin is escaping my little flower beds. And those are all done. I'm going to put some flowers in the coaster holder, but I'm not going to make you sit through all that because you can't really see anything. I'm putting the flowers in there, but there's nothing to see on video. And I'm just kind of trying to evenly space out all those flowers. They're so adorable. And I want to cover that up so that while I put flowers in the little crystal mold, I don't mess up what's happening there. So the project is covered, and I'm doing part of this off camera because I'm a professional that way. Putting the little flowers into the crystal mold. And I have found that if you heat up the crystal mold, because there's all these little pockets in there, I think it helps eliminate the bubbles in the resin. Here I'm mixing the color, adding the mica powder. Finally we can pour. So this is the geode technique I was talking about. So I'm doing the color that I want on the outside. This is a pretty ghost white color. It's white, but it has this hint of pink in it, almost like a abalone shell. So you do the white on the outside, and then I'm going to come back with clear resin to drown it, and that pushes the white away and then brings it back in, which is that geode effect. And now I'm drowning it. Drowning that with the clear. While my little flower bed in the center has kind of set up a bit. And here I am fiddling around, taking my time. I have resin over there just waiting. And you know, resin with mica powder sets up even faster than resin without anything in it. Drowning out the center. Pouring and pouring. Picking out little bubbles. Little bubbles getting underneath those flowers. But you got to take care of that, right? Pop the little bubbles. I did a lot of fiddling around at these little bubbles while my resin is still waiting. Okay, coming back. I'm going to pour some more of the ghost white resin. Pour it into the trinket tray and then the coaster holder. And I want to get every drop out of there, so I'm going to take my heat gun, loosen that up a little bit, make sure it all comes out. Uh-oh, my resin is starting to set. My resin is setting. My resin is setting. Oh, disaster. I still have another 3 ounces of clear resin over there waiting for me. I'm messing around with this resin, trying to save it. Oh my God, it was such a disaster. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to save it. It's moving just a little bit, but it's really setting up too much. I've come back with my clear. And I'm realizing my other cup of clear has completely set up. I still have more clear, but it's set up. So I had to mix more clear because my other cup of clear had completely set up on me. I lost a full 3-ounce cup of resin that had completely set up on me. It's so disappointing. Look at that.
Yeah, it is. Trying to get
That was me with my mask on. Let's just cover this up and hope for the best. So now we come back. It's time to demold. But disaster had struck. Look, the first one I demold has this big glob on the side of it where I over poured. It still looks great. I got the geode effect I was looking for, and it surrounded the flower bed. That part's perfect. This one, not so much perfect, but still nice. At least I didn't over pour on this one. Looks good. Another one looks good. The top coat has domed. Looks good. And the final one, not too bad. Could be better. But the top coat is very nicely domed on it. Cute. Aren't those flowers just adorable? This is the coaster holder. The one that we put the sand in and the rocks. That's the one where disaster had struck because this resin started to set up. But it still looks cute. And I'm going to show you the flowers. Let's pick that off of there. Look how cute the flowers are in there. But I'm going to take you off camera because I'm a professional like that. But they're cute. The flowers are cute in there. And the sand and the rocks, they're cute. My regret, though, is that I did not put sand and rocks into the top part of the trinket tray. So that part of the trinket tray doesn't quite match. And my resin was starting to set up, when I poured this trinket tray. So the geode effect didn't quite happen. But it's still pretty. I have my little flower bed. Okay, let's get this crystal. Oh, struggling. I'm always struggling with this mold. Oh, I better go get some soapy water. I went to go get some soapy water, came back. And out she pops. Here it comes. Look how cute it is. It's so cute. Look how cute that is. Aww. Okay. Crystal placement in the trinket tray, and I'm going to add some temporary tattoos. So this is just a temporary tattoo like you put on your skin, and you just pick the right placement. I cut around just one butterfly, and I thought the flowers on that temporary tattoo match very nicely with the flowers that I put in the coasters. And since I couldn't put flowers in the trinket tray, this worked out great. And there it is. Look how cute that is. Get that paper off of there. Look how cute. Place our little crystal into the flower bed. And there was a little bit of the crystal that I thought I needed to shine it up a little bit. So I just added a touch of resin on the outside of it just to give it a little more glossy shine. Set that aside. I want to cover up the tattoo. I want to cover up there's something in my resin. Get that out of there. Cover up the little flower bed so I have a place to put my crystal. There's my crystal. Let's top off of the top coat. Heat it up, get rid of the bubbles, spread it around. And here we are the next day. And it's all finished. Look how pretty. The crystals are cute. There's flowers in the flower bed. There's a butterfly. That's adorable. So disaster did strike, but I think in the end it's very cute. May not be something I can sell, but I can definitely give it as a gift to somebody. Somebody will appreciate a free custom-made coaster set and trinket tray. But I'm going to do it again. The next time I'm going to do it better. I'll only do enough resin to do molds. Then I'll do the trinket tray. Then I'll do the coaster. Do enough resin to do the coasters, not molds. I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. See you next time.